And welcome back once again to Dyson Sphere Program, to our little factory here. We are spaghetti free so far, but I'm going to add some spaghetti now to this factory here because, I mean, actually we do have a bit here for the matrices, right? We now want to fully automate our researching with the blue matrix that we have here. So we do need the coil and we do need the electronic circuits. The electronic circuits we have down here as our storage facility, and there we have the coil one. So either we have our facilities now here, which is a bit, you know, tight. So I would rather have it over here. So that means I will have to get one belt over there to the other side. First of all, we're going to need a lot of these belts now. And for the researching, we might then have our researching facilities in general down here on this little island there. Works just much better. Right, so with the little bridge system, we can actually have our conveyors then going over the bridge there. The cool thing is we can fly over it. So there we have then the coils coming out. Right, and the circuits are coming from the south into this factory. So for the circuits, we have the output then here. And it goes then all the way up here as well. Right, we will need a splitter then though. So we need to be a bit careful of how we want to proceed here. It's actually just going up there like this. And I just hope that we can actually make this work without having any further elevation. So let's just remove this here real quick again. And let's put it down. Yes, we can. Very good. There we have that. We probably will need then a splitter here. There's then the belt going in. Oh, and the sun is going down right now. Once again. Righto, so there we have that, and the belt system down here. So now we have the circuits coming from here and the coils from the north, more or less. And we only need now the assemblers, once again, that are producing then the matrices for us. Let's put the first ones right here. I want to see though if that is really the matrix. No, actually, wait a second. The research lab, not the assemblies. The research labs are doing that job for us. We have 2 of them for now. Oh, they're much bigger too. Can we stack them? Oh, cool. We can actually stack them. Perfect. After a bit of time, we now have also a fully automated matrix production once again. Now, this time, we're going right for the red one as well. And we're going to have right these research labs in its own district. So we are bringing then all of these things over to the research district, right? So the blue one we have now. Next up would be the red one now. Now for the red one, we already have one product available, which is the graphite from the coal. The other one, I have no idea what the other one is. So we will have to look for them. Looks like a planet or an atom. It looks like an atom. We might, I mean, we cannot build it yet. Perhaps it's a prison. I have no idea though. There we have something. Plasma refining. This is actually, this might be something. Hydrogen and it's hydrogen. I'm pretty sure by now that it's hydrogen that we need here too. So graphene and hydrogen. Now how do I get that? Must be from a mining facility or something. At least I have figured out what this was, and it is hydrogen what we need for the red matrix. So we have a coal deposit here, right? So there we have the blue matrix already. Then we have the coal, and over here we have an oil seep that we can use. We can use this one because hydrogen we do get out of oil, and with the oil refinery we can make hydrogen out of crude oil. Well, quite the complex production chain, but I guess this is going to work. So all we really need is, first of all, a lot of transmitters that we can still build to get all the energy over there. Plus, I'm pretty sure we're going to need more energy production, and we might also use this coal here then for that. Beside the graphene or the graphite that we can make there. And I've already built the oil tower, oil extractor, and the oil refinery. Right, so those 2 we have. I have no idea how we transport the oil though, because I don't have pipes. At least I haven't seen pipes yet. No idea how we produce that. Perhaps it's barrels that we have then over the conveyor belts. We'll see about that. I will still need to get a few of these sorters and a few more conveyor belts for sure. And then we can actually start with it right away. Perhaps a few more assemblers then for the graphene or the graphite, whatever. Right? But that's it for now. Let's get cracking on a new production chain. Unfortunately, it is dark again. We're going towards the sun right now, which is just beautiful in itself. Righty, and thus we have our graphite production now running. The only thing to finish it off is the output. So we have the output facility just here, or the output sorters. I'm only going to use these 3 smelters for now, right? And we're going to choose here now the graphite, there it is, which only needs coal as input. And what we still need to do, first of all, check our own coal supply, that we are not running out of it. But now we have another coal storage here that we can use, right, for powering it up again. And then all we need here is an output. There it is. And boom, coal is flowing once again. All the way now to those graphite factories. And then the graphite is coming in here. And the hydrogen is coming then from over here, where we have the crude oil seep. And that I would really like to check now. How does oil work? This is our major point for this session. First of all, we are extending our energy grid for those factories, and then all the way down here to that storage facility. And we can use the surplus coal up here for additional energy, and we definitely will need that energy. I don't have any thermal power stations anymore, so we are going to build 2. 2 should be fine. The output for that is also here, even though we could have a splitter, but I don't want to split it, you know, so I don't want to split the coal going out to the graphite. So we're just going to take it, we're going to have our own belt, because we're never really going to need any other belt coming out of here anyway. And we just go down here, and all we need really is now the power stations right next to it. There we have them. Two of them, very good, with the sorters to produce enough energy for all of the things that we have planned. Actually, there's not only 2 inputs there. Good to know. Wasn't it 3 inputs? There's 3 inputs on that side, and there's 2 on that side, but it's also for the oil. Don't forget that. We might power them with oil as well. There's the output. It is connected, right? Yep. They need to be connected with the energy grid, of course. And there it is. And we produce now more energy. Right now, as we can see, we have the whole network. So this is the whole power grid that we have right now. A production of 20 megawatt. It might actually go up now with the second one coming together. And we are using around 13 to 14 megawatt at the moment. So we have now a little buffer for our oil production. Unfortunately, I think there are no trains, but conveyor belts we can use for that. Because in Factorio, I know the oil is being transported with the train. In this case here, we are just going to get it down here. Actually, we might have our hydrogen production here. This is the one. And for that, well, we do need quite a lot of these transmitters. Let's get them up there again. And the goal is then, the graphite, as we can see, is now coming already in the storage. So we have then the hydrogen and the graphite. And with that, we can make the red matrix. And the red matrix is coming together with the blue matrix over there and into our research facility. So here I'm planning my research facility, where then all of these different matrices are coming in for our advanced research then. Let's continue. I need to walk all the way up there. Do we have enough resources? We do have enough resources. Transmitter is the first thing that we need. And while I have the transmitters, let's build a few more conveyor belts. I'm going to need a few of them. And sorters. Right. And let's just build these transmitters. Let's build them along the water there, so they're not in the way of anything. All the way up here to our oil deposit. Oil seep. Very good. We have enough transmitters to actually go all the way up here to this one. Now, interesting moment. Let's place the oil extractor. Yes, we can place it right on top of it. There it is, producing now oil. A lot of it, 128 per minute. And there is no output. Right, I think, actually, wait a second, there's the output. And yes, it's barrels, more or less, right? Or oil clumps, whatever that is, it's oil, I guess. Crude oil. And this one here. So actually it's just like anything else. I think we don't have any fluids, so it's just going out here into a storage facility then, and from the storage facility into the refinery, where we're going to make now some hydrogen out of it. So let's place the first refinery. There we have it, right next to the power. Let's just see what happens here. Plasma refining.
This facility will produce multiple products. To divide them, you need to set a filter on the source.
All right, there are two products coming out of it. Crude oil and the hydrogen.
To quickly set the filter when building.
So we do need to have two belts beside the oil refinery, right? 1 and 2. And I think we can use then all the oil, because look at how far we can go down here with additional refineries. Right, so the crude oil is coming now right next to it, here. And then we can have just a lot of these refineries next to each other. And here we do get then the crude oil. Oh, wait a second, what is it? The refined oil. Yeah, the refined oil and the hydrogen. And hydrogen is what we need. I mean, the refined oil we probably need then too. And I would like to build another refinery. Can I do this? Yes, we can build another refinery while we wait on stuff. And energy-wise, we're also fine. Perfect. There is that. And for the hydrogen, we do need, I think, an assembly. Let's just have a look at that. There we have that. Ah, wait a second. For the matrix, let's build a research lab. I'm pretty sure... Yep, we do need the graphite and the hydrogen for the research labs. That's the one. And the crude oil or the refined oil we can just store. These refineries look really cool when they're next to each other. I enjoy that. And let's put the inputs there. So here the oil is coming in. The same thing with here. And on the other side we have the output. And here, it's very important now that we set the filter. So hydrogen and crude refined oil. And we're going to make the hydrogen on the inner side. No. Yes. Hydrogen on the inner side, here as well. And refined oil on the outer side. And as we can see, it is working. So there's the hydrogen in a package. So hydrogen can be stored in a package, it seems. And the same goes with the refined oil. Righto. That is that. And from now on, we can just use this one for further processing. The refined oil, I'm going to store now here somewhere, because I have no idea yet what we need with that, right? So we're just going to have then the refined oil in that little spot here. Let's also have the sorter then. Right, so this is working. And the hydrogen will take with us on a journey. On a journey all the way now to our base. Because there it is where we need to make some matrices out of it. There we have the graphite. So it's coming right next to it. Here we do need to be careful though once we want to scale this one. So this should be fine actually, right? So we're going to have it next to each other. It's a lot of stuff right now. And then we do need the research labs. So I'm going to build, let's start with 2 research labs. This should be fine. And once we have that, so those 2, we still need a bit more iron ingots there. And then we have the red matrix. Let's get into the air there real quick. And first of all, I think we're going to need a bit more coal. So let's get over there to my coal production. I just love flying around. It's insane. There we have the coal. Very good. So that we always have enough power. And up here we should have our iron ingots. We have a little problem up here, and that is because we have a congestion. There's no more hydrogen coming out. And the reason for that is that the refined oil is full. Right? So the refined oil needs to be brought away actually, because we're producing 2 times more refined oil than 1 hydrogen. And that means that they're not producing because they're full. So we have now a few of these transmitters. Actually, the only problem is 1 transmitter here. And now the crude oil is being brought away into that storage there. This is though delaying only the problem there a bit, right? Because at some point the storage facility will also be full. But it's going to take a while. until then, hydrogen is coming out again. Now the hydrogen we bring over here now to the graphite and the hydrogen, where it's all coming together now for the research labs that we finally have, where we can now produce the red matrix out of it. Cool stuff. We're going to have the belt coming out here. There we have a storage facility now for the hydrogen. Righto. And then we have the conveyor belt here coming out, joining with the graphite here, right? So they're both coming together. And that's it. Let's build them. Let's build the research station. This is cool. And with that, we can finally build the red matrix. It needs hydrogen, it needs graphite. And thus we have finished the second tier of research goods. And we're going to have the output for that as well. I don't think we're producing that much anyway, so we might just have the output on a third belt starting right here. Going all the way down here. Right, and here we're going to have the central research stations now for the blue matrix and the red matrix coming together. So there's the red matrix now. It's going to take a while actually to get the belts all the way down here. And we're going to build a few more of these conveyor belts now. And the problem here is still it's all level 1 belts, right? We're going to research now level 2 belts soon, and then we need to upgrade all these belts. At least where we have some congestion to optimize the status quo. And sorters, we do have... Wow, we also never have enough sorters. But I'm not automating that yet, because it's only level 1 sorters and level 1 belts. And we don't need them much longer. I think level 2 we are going to need much longer. And here we have now 2 inputs. I hope we have 3 slots there. Yes, we have. Right, so 3 slots and 1 output going to the final belt. The same here. And the output here. And the only thing we need now here is once again some sorters there as well for the hydrogen. And of course also the transmitter. And my drones unfortunately are rather overwhelmed with all the construction. Nighttime, we can see our factory so far, and it's spanning almost a fourth, I'd say, of the whole planet. So as we can see, up here we have our first buildings, and it goes then all the way to this side here. I think it's actually more than a fourth of the planet now for these products. And this is only for 2 matrix resources now for the researching. I'm eager to see how much more space we're going to need then. But don't forget that we started now with the foundation that we can then scale up. So it should not take that much space and time anymore to go for future products, because we basically have now most of it automated. We still have 1 sorter for the hydrogen and 1 output for the hydrogen here. Very good. That's that. I think, yep, we still also need 1 more sorter for the graphite, because we have a lot of graphite now stored, and I'm pretty surprised that we still have enough energy there. Let's have this sorter going out here. Perfect. Graphite, hydrogen, good day, red matrices, and there the production of this has started, and we should be seeing some output then. There it is. Looks quite something Homer Simpson would actually carry around. We might actually have a third one here. Just because I'm greedy and I want more of them. And we're going once again with 1 input here, 1 input here, and 1 output into the final belt. It should have its power connection, right? Yes. Very good. And as we can see, it takes him quite some time here to research all of that. So researching is not so fast on the red ones. The red ones are now being transported all the way to that side. And we can see that during nighttime. That is nice. The blue ones we have over here. So all we need to do now is putting all of them together into one major facility here. We need to be careful though. So these research facilities, as we can see, have 3 inputs on one side. That means they can have up to 3 belts on one side, which is something we need to keep in mind, because there are a lot of these belts coming to these research stations now. That means that I'm probably going to have it like this setup, right? So there we have one, and there we have the second one then that I still need to build. Let's build 3 of them for now. And what we now need is the red belts, the red belt, and here's the blue belt, right? And then we have the blue belt on that side. The next research facilities are coming. The blue belts have been now connected. And the only thing we now need here is, wait for it, sorters. One input. The same thing here. And the same thing here. So I just need to wait now to have it. And there's the input, very good. And now we just choose here science. So we don't need to choose any other input except for science. So whenever I research now something, it checks if I have the input, the right one. In this case here, the blue and the red one. And that means that we can now finally also start with the first advanced researches then here along the way. For example, deuterium. Let's activate this one. And we just need to wait now for the blue one to flow over here. And now we can only just watch how the blue wave is flowing. This is just looking beautiful, as we're going with the blue wave towards our research stations, and then we can start with tier 2 researching. And I think we have 6 tiers of researching, or 5 or 4. Nah, it's 6. Oh yes, my bad. And it's lowing, it's working. There we have it. The blue and the red metrics have converged, and we have started automated researching for tier 2. I love this game.